Hello everyone, this is Judith, Twin Flame Essentials with the Twin Flame Weekend reading. Yeah, and as always, we're going to look into Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energies. And if you're interested in clearing the energies between you and your Twin Flame on a regular basis, I've created a small webinar and the link is in the description box. You can subscribe and you will receive this webinar for free. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, please also send me an email. You will receive my offers. And I'm currently also offering 15 minutes free spots in case you have some questions maybe and want to check if it is a fit for you to work with me. You can apply for those spots via email as well. Of course, they are limited, right? But yeah, just apply and I'll see what I can do. Good. What came out? We have slave and child nature for the Divine Feminine. Let's have a closer look. Yeah, it says light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Yeah. And shadow attribute, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. Yeah, that's something very important that Spirit points out here. And we have the child nature. And it says friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits, and shadow tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. So yeah, whoop. This is the tower here as a clarifier. We have the dices as clarifiers. Yeah, with the slave, this is really talking about other people, like determining the way you are moving or the movements you are making. And this is, of course, like due to some experiences that you have made previously in your life. You have been set up for this kind of slavery, right? By some probably childhood trauma. But now you're shining the light on those things that are keeping you stuck, right? The Divine Feminine has now really recognized that she is going through the same things over and over again, right? There are cycles, unhealthy cycles that she is stuck in, and now she's really aware of this, and she might also be aware of the people that are pulling those strings. But the people that are pulling those strings now are not the same people necessarily that have set up this kind of trauma, right? So I can see that there is something happened way back when you were a child, where you gave away your power to other people, and they have pulled your strings, and this comes with certain feelings as well, right? Very often it comes with a sense of fear, because of course if the slave doesn't behave, then what might happen? What might happen next? Something unpredicted, right? And so it's also about willpower. And then this is, yeah, here's the fear, right? Fear of making your own choices. So there has been some kind of an authority figure, probably a parent, but it could be all kinds of things. It really depends. It might be something different for each of you, but very often it's parents and things that we have gone through with our parents that we might not really remember very clearly. But now the Divine Feminine is finally shining light on those things, because she's realizing that she keeps going round and round in circles, and she wants to escape those vicious cycles, no? And she recognizes her feelings that are not in alignment. And this is the path that she is choosing now, and that's very good, right? She is realizing that she is not a slave. She is surrendering to the divine, but that's something completely else, right? So yeah, that's positive movement forward, because I can see with the child nature and the tower here that this is coming to an end. Those unhealthy patterns are finally about to be cleared, or at least to come to the surface. Of course, this is something that I can help you with. That's if you have something going on like this and you don't know how to clear, then please reach out. And with this child, we have in the deck, we have different child, right? Child wounded, child divine, and child nature. And with the tower, I can see that you have hidden your inner child between those, behind those walls, right? So somebody made you like follow their choices, but you've buried deep down your true self. And because you've buried your true self behind those walls, it might be true for you that you don't know yourself what you want, right? You've given away your willpower, and now you you know that you want this divine connection, but this is not enough, right? You have to find your true self that is hidden behind those walls, and those walls are going to crumble down for sure if you do the energy work, if you release the energies that are stuck, if you crumble down those walls. That's the energy work, right? And then you will rediscover your true nature. And look how loving this girl is with this small rabbit, and the rabbit is all rose, so this is the heart chakra, right? There is some true tenderness, she's connected to nature, yeah, and she is a good friend as well, right? So you've maybe missed out on true friendships throughout your life, because you could not open up this spot to other people. You had to close that down, because when we close down in one area, we usually, well, it just the way it is, we have to close down completely. We cannot decide to close down in one area and stay open in another. When we close down, we close down everything, and then we have big question marks in our eyes why certain things are not working out in our lives. Yeah, so this could also turn in certain areas of your life, this could have turned out or could have shown up as some kind of abuse, right? Like abusing animals, people, and the environment. You have maybe, or abusing yourself, right? By developing certain addictions. So this is how those things show up then. But of course, your true nature is this child, this innocent child, this loving child, right? That is so connected and is such a good friend, such a good companion. Everyone would love to be around your true nature, right? I can see that you are such a good company. Yeah, and this tower will crumble down eventually, right? When you shine the light on those circumstances that connected you to those people. It's like those strings where I always say you have to cut the energetic cords, right, between you and other people. That's a good picture, in fact. Here, the image of this lady. Okay, let's go to the Divine Masculine. Let's see what came out for Divine Masculine. We have Knight. And it says light attributes loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor, and shadow attributes allegiance. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it the right way. Allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. We have the clarifier, we have this dice. And trickster, light attribute transcending convention, stuffiness and predictable behavior. Shadow attribute, manipulating others through duplicity. And the question mark. And we have a third card we'll show you in a minute. Hope you can see that. So yeah, and this is telling me that when it comes to romantic relationships, when it comes to love, then either the divine masculine has learned a pattern of gambling, of playing. We already had this in another reading with this dice, that it's just rolling the dice and playing games with all kinds of partners, maybe having several different relationships on different levels, flirting, third-party situations, all kinds of things. But this is due to childhood experiences. Maybe he grew up in such a way. Maybe parents were playing games with him, and he's just learned that this is love, right? Just this playing games is something that is a part of romantic relationships for him. And of course he has a hard time like showing his true self. That's also true, right? He let's have a closer look. I can see that divine masculine really, he is very, he loves this whole thing about romance and chivalry, and this he's making up a lot of stories in his mind. Really, he is a daydreamer. I can see this with a card, right? He's a daydreamer, but then he's hiding somewhere, and he is like not showing up for really, because he might not really know. Just as the divine feminine, his true self might be hidden behind walls, probably is, right? So he is also not very clear about what he really wants, or what his true heart's desire is. He can maybe guess that, but he would not act upon it, right? He would play games with this dice, right? And he would test the waters. He wants to find out a little bit every once in a while, test the waters, but not act upon it. And yeah, also some kind of fear involved here. And with the trickster, this is a little bit the same thing. It's playing games. But he is questioning this now, right? It says transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. So he is very unpredictable in when it comes to romance. And this is kind of a game that he's playing. And I cannot see that he wants to manipulate, but maybe he is manipulated. So I can see that what a parent, or maybe both parents, have been very manipulative in his life, and that's what he has to find out and what he has to overcome, because there are certain wounds also that come with this. So it's all about trust, of course, right? And he is now with this question mark, like really seeing this. This is a little bit like the torchlight that we have here. It's like he has those question marks in his eyes, and is realizing a little bit, or questioning what he is doing, right? Doesn't mean that he stops gambling and cheating or whatever it is, or flirting around. So but he is like beginning to questioning this at least, right? And I can see with this additional card that we have here, Judge, balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power, and shadow attributes offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. I see that deep down behind his walls, right, and not even only behind his walls, but really the divine masculine is very fair, right? He has a great sense of justice. And that's also something that shows up in his life in other areas. I think you know what I'm talking about. Your divine masculine is probably like a very just person, a very reliable person. Very, very nice person, right? When it comes to many, many areas of his life. But when it comes to romance, love and romance, then so there's the trickster coming to the surface for one reason or another. But I can see that this is also childhood wounds, like we have with the divine feminine. It's maybe a sign that he does not want to give away his power, right? If you have adverse experiences, not everyone is going about those experiences in the same way, right? So yeah, that's I think this is a very positive card with this balanced energy. And so also every time that you shine light on something, he will like gain clarity as well, and the other way around, right? You're complementing each other in your energies. So whenever there is an imbalance showing up in your union, then think about what you can do to balance that, right? Yeah, so those are the messages that came through this weekend. I very much hope that this was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe if this resonates. And I see you in the next video. Bye for now, everyone. Bye.